So we got the player of the year. Jesse's at 43.74. I just went to GPI. David Coleman's 43.20, and Adrian 43.12 points. That's crazy close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So starting with you, Jesse, what does it mean to you? Both of you had an amazing year to be able to compete and win Player of the Year. You seem very competitive, just like Adrian. What is your plan going into these last 5 weeks to make sure you hold that title?
Um, I don't think really anything's changed of anything I'm going to play. Kind of just going to do, the same schedule I would have done either way. Um, it just gives you an extra incentive to perform better, though. And obviously, it'd be everybody wants to win. When you get this close, you don't really think about it. But now that we're here, it's like, yeah, I want to try to close it out.
Looks like looking at some of the older articles, you took over the lead or took the POY lead like sometime in April with all those wins and stacking deep cashes. Do you remember what do you think about this hotshot Jesse guy coming up behind you and passing you? What's that all about?
Jesse's a savage. He's a rare breed of poker player. He just like has an insanely good card sense and just like such good raw natural talent. And he's not your typical 2024 poker player at all. Like a top notch poker player. He just doesn't really study much. He's just got what it takes. He's got like the desperation factor, I feel like, which is giving him a lot. He came from nothing, grew up in a poor area, and just kind of, I feel like that gives him like the chip on his shoulder that really has led to a lot of his success. But yeah, he's an interesting guy for sure. I play with him a lot, and it's just like you never know what's gonna happen.
So, Adrian, what does it feel like? What do you think you have to do to beat this guy over the next 5 weeks? What's your plan?
I mean, it's gonna be tough. He have the leader. He make a much better series than me in Triton, and he won a tournament, so he got the lead. And it's only a few tournaments left. I know he's the favorite right now to win, but of course I will try my best. I'm not sure how many tournaments left. I will play only in Bahamas until the end of the year, so this big tournaments with a lot of points there. But I need probably top three at least to overcome Jesse, and let's see how the series going for him too. He have a pretty good year too, and yeah, I'm happy for him. But of course, at the end of the year, I wanna be on top, but I know it's not gonna be easy.
You got the legendary Spaniard with Adrian Mateo and Teos, and such a cool, humble person. But I
Yeah,
asked, I asked him why we've worked together a number of times over the years, but why so fun this year? He said, "Yeah, I just got lucky." So, but and then Jesse throwing, "Yeah, right. You don't make any mistakes." So, what do you take away from watching him? I'm sure you play with Adrian over the years. What do you take away from him?
Adrian right there with Jesse as far as like the most talented poker players in the world. Yeah, a lot of people consider him the best, and I'm if he's not the best, he's one of the best for sure. But yeah, I don't think he's like as much of a solver guy as a lot of the other people. He just has like a sick natural talent, and he definitely does study. But like, it's really not what it's about. It's more just like understanding big key concepts and applying them while you play, and just making big adjustments and always being locked in. Jesse and Adrian just like they just always bring like their B plus or better game. Like they don't have a B game or a C game. It just doesn't exist. So they're just really sick competitors who just like always bring it, and really tough to play against, and a lot of respect for both of them for sure. Yeah, I think they're only going to get better, and they just like the way they get better is just by playing more. It seems like more than other guys. They just like put in tons of volume, and they just have a sick card sense, and the results speak for themselves.
So Jesse, what do you think? What do you like about Adrian's game? I assume you guys have played a lot together in the high rollers and know each other pretty well.
Yeah.
And obviously, this man is a legendary player. He's very humble,
Yeah.
but he may have been somebody you looked up to along the way. So, what do you take from him, and what have you learned playing with him?
Um, I mean, obviously, everybody knows no matter what, Adrian's one of the best players to ever play. So just I try to we play kind of very different styles, but the same in a lot of ways too. It's just I try to every great player I play with, I try to take a little bit from all of them and like their best attributes, and try to just always learn as I'm playing and everything. And Adrian's just he's just he's the top of the list of for this competition, the fact that I'm even in competition with him, it's just it feels great just to be in the same category as him.
That's pretty cool. I mean, Adrian, you've watched Jesse have an amazing year and really come up in the ranks fast, do the homework at home, and come in and play really smart and have such an amazing year. I expect that to continue from him. What have you've played with him a few times, I assume? Can you share a bit about seeing this new young gun come up, challenge you for many of these titles? What do you take away from seeing Jesse play so well this year?
I think Jesse game is different than most of the guys I normally face. He's really talented player with a lot of good empathy in live tournaments, which I think is a really good skill and underrated skill in live tournaments. You need to know how the players perceive you, which spots and where you have to put the pressure. And I think Jesse is pretty smart in in the meta game and how people perceive him and how he perceives people. And I think that's one of his biggest strengths. I think he's really talented and always tough to play against him. And I really like what he said, like about trying. It's something that I always do for many years. Is when I face tough opponents, I always try to learn from them too. I think learning from really two good players is something good, even if I consider myself a good player. I think I have to learn every day new tricks and new things. And when I face players like Jesse, I try to learn from them too.
Right. First with you, Adrian, what do you think has been the key to your success? I mean, you're always pretty consistent, but especially this year, you started off so hot and had some big wins. What do you think the key to your success is this year? I know you're always studying. Do you have any one thing you can attribute this year's success or your mindset for 2024 so far?
I mean, it's not like one thing. It's like the work of 12 years playing and studying and preparing myself to be in this moment. Probably the only thing that changed is like this year I get more lucky than other years, and that's why I won more money. That's true. I have been playing high stakes for almost 10 years, and the one this year I won the most money of all of them. So it's probably because I get a little bit more lucky, and maybe because I also have a bigger edge in comparison with my opponents that the years before. So if you have bigger win rates, that means that you need a little bit less lucky to have the good scores. And when everything is combined, is when the good things happens. I think I put the work, and also this year I probably get more lucky than other years, and that's why the results come our way.
With poker, it's the one sport where when you're battling other great players, I think part of the battle is respecting them and not even like when me and Adrian play. I can't even remember many spots where we've gotten into huge hands. It would have to be he gets aces and I get ace or kings, or you know what I mean. We're not like we kind of know how to navigate without getting into confrontations with each other in a way. I felt like, and that's kind of been anytime I play tournaments, especially bigger fields. If I'm deep in it and there's still really good players left, when I'm at the table with them, a lot of times I'm not going after them because they're not giving away much anyway, and vice versa. So it's you're going to go after other spots where people are making mistakes and stuff. So it's like even though we have this competition, even if we were at the same table, I don't think it would go through any of our minds or affect our decision of, oh wow, all right, now I'm going against Adrian. I'm gonna have to really show him how to play. You know what I mean? It's more you kind of just navigate the field. I hope I don't have to see him at the end of the tournament, and if you do, then we play. But it's like it's kind of hard, pretty much. It's not like other sports where when you're playing another good athlete, you're going head to head. You're kind of almost trying to avoid them unless you have to. So
I will remember this when we will play Heads Up in the Bracelet event in Bahamas. I will remember that you don't try to bluff me too much, and I will remind you. Let's see.
yeah,
Will be a nice finish line. Like playing Heads Up
yeah,
for a Bracelet and the play of the year will be sick.
that would be good.
Uh,
I got a feeling it could happen too.
it could happen. I hope so.
That's really cool, guys. Last question. So what's the funnest? Why do you love the game so much, Jesse? I'll ask Adrian the same thing. What's the most fun that you're having right now with everything in your life for poker?
um, Poker, I love tournament poker, especially. It's from like the beginning. I loved it. Is because no matter what, like in a tournament, everybody starts with the same amount of chips. There's no advantage of how obviously with the rebuy tournaments, if you can keep rebuying, that's an advantage. But like most tournaments, especially WSOP or whatever with the bracelets, everybody can buy in 2 3 times or whatever, and nobody gets a head start. Everybody starts on the same level, and everybody gets to compete with a fair field, and that's what I love about the game is that there's no it's you versus you, and you know what I mean. So it's like no outside factors making it easier on someone else, or that's my favorite part of the game. And right now, obviously, being on top, winning feels great, and when you're losing, you deal with that. So the winning feels better. So it's like just obviously feels great just to be in competition at the top right now.
Yeah, with the very best in the world, you've done. You really come up fast, and you should give yourself credit for that. I hope you do.
Yeah.
It's okay to be cocky. It's just that when it crosses arrogance, cocky. The best people and the best players of any sport are always
Yep.
cocky
Yeah, I've
because
always said that. Yeah.
they're confident, right?
I always say if you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe in you? So you gotta kind of first believe in yourself more than anybody, and that can get confused and fine line between being arrogant and stuff. But that's okay.
Totally okay.
Yeah.
Adrian, what's the most fun you're going to have this last few weeks competing for this title that you've won before? What you're looking forward to the most?
I mean, Bahamas is gonna be a huge stop. Like the buy-ins is gonna be big. I get an invitation to play the 500k tournament. That one is special. That one I don't know if it counts for the GPI points. Maybe not
I think it.
because
I don't know if it does either. I'm not playing that one. I
I
don't
think
think.
it's
But
invitational, so it didn't count. But if I win this one and Jesse won the Player of the Year, I will be happy too. So it's gonna be nice. And that one is something that I'm looking for. It's gonna be one of the biggest tournament of the year. And then Bahamas have a really big tournaments. It's true that I only play no limit hold'em, so I will play a few less events than Jesse, but I will try my best to overcome. I'm really excited to go to Bahamas. Bahamas is a place I like to play there. Many people I heard that didn't like the place. It's not my case. I really love the place. I bring in this year my parents to enjoy this couple weeks. So it's
he's
my
bringing some good luck charms, man. He's
also
pulling all
the
the tricks out.
yeah. I have to use all my tricks, Jesse, and I will try my best. I at the first years I go to Bahamas, I was running super bad, and I lose was one of the places I lose the most in Bahamas. But then last few years I always win a lot, and I remember a few years ago I won a main event and I high rolled in the same stop. That was a breaking point in my career. I was in the biggest downturn of my career, and I won back-to-back tournaments in Bahamas, and that gave me all the confidence. So I have a really good memories in Bahamas, and I'm really excited to go there. For me, I will go tomorrow. We have to wait a few days.
How competitive are you? What fire within you for these last 6 weeks, 5 weeks now, I guess, to really go? What does it mean to you, the Player of the Year award and this whole year?
Honestly, I don't think it means to me as much as it does some other guys. Like I've been keeping an eye on the rankings throughout the year, but at one point I was planning on going to WPT Australia and APT Taiwan in September. I kind of just like decided to stay home and play online and show and kind of I was just kind of burnt out from all the travel. So yeah, I don't think it's like as big of a deal to me as some other people. I prefer just like focusing on my happiness and my health and not like pushing myself to the limit and playing all this stuff I don't really going to all these stops I don't necessarily want to be at. As much as like I want to go to Australia and Taiwan, which is the really awesome places to be, I'd just be playing poker like so much that I wouldn't really get to appreciate it. So those are definitely like Australia specifically is like high on my bucket list of vacation spots to go. But it was just gonna be so much poker packed in, I decided to skip them. But yeah, I mean, it'd be amazing to win, but at the end of the day, you can't really control the results. So just kind of like try your best and put in enough volume and hope for the best. But yeah, it'd be really, really cool, but nothing. I don't think I care as much as some other people in general about that stuff. I mean, that's kind of been my MO for my entire career. Is just like, just don't really care about like accolades and significance as much as some other people. I just want to have good results and be happy. And that's what's important to me the most.